Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, folks, welcome back. We are now looking at the new style 2016 specification arithmetic paper. So this is going to be new for 2016. Okay, so it is the 2016 spec, and the new name of this paper is called arithmetic paper, and you'll see in a second exactly what that is. Question number 1, we have a nice straightforward question. We have 7, 9, 3, and we're going to add to that. They're already given you squares underneath, so we just put everything into column format. Okay, add 3 or 1. Now, whenever you start adding, you always start adding from the right hand side. So 3 add 1 is 4, that's 9, and that'll give you
11. 10.
Okay, 7 add 3 is 11.
10.
Okay, you put the 10 in the next. Okay, so put the answer in here nice and big in here. 1094. Nice and straightforward addition question. The next question we have is 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to set it out here so you can see nice and clearly. Time by 2. So again, we start on the right hand side and we do 1 time by 2 is, and 2 time by 2 is,
4.
and 3 time by 2 is,
6.
and we just copy that question answer into here. Okay, let's go down the page. Okay, next we have 7.9. We've got decimal addition. So let's change color now. So 7, the extra thing we're going to do by decimal, you've got to make sure the decimal points are all lined up in the question and in the answer. So that's the additional thing that we have to do here, to make sure they all line up, the decimal points. Okay, so we have 7.9, add 1.2, we're going to add them. So we start on the right hand side, 9 add 2, now that's 11. 7 add 1 is?
9.
Okay. Okay. 9.1. Okay, let's go to the next question. You have 26 times by 5. So I'm going to write it over here. This will fit in. 20. Now that color is a little bit too light. Let's go for black. And undo the color. Give me a second, folks. So we have 26. Can you see that clearly?
Yep.
Got it out off the screen. Just give me a moment while we. Okay, can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, that's 26 times by 5. So 6 times by 5 is?
6 times by 5 is 30.
Start from here. So 2 times by 5 is?
10.
Add, okay.
23. 130.
Okay, 130, lovely. That's the end of the first page. Okay, next question. We have 1,243, add 601. So we do 1, 2, 4. Keep all the numbers in the right boxes. 6 or 1, keep everything lined up in the right place, units and tens and hundreds. And what we do now is simply add them up. So we have 4, 4,
8, and
1. 1, 8.
the
That dash is not necessary. Okay, we can put that in if you like. 5, 8, 8 divided by 7. So we can use the bus stop technique. So you put the 5, 8, 8 inside the bus stop.
And 7 out.
And the 7 outside. The number that you're dividing by goes outside. Even though it's written here second, he actually goes here first. So let's have a look at that question. How many 7s go into 5? The answer is?
0.
Remainder?
5. So 58. So 8.
So 7 times by 8 is 56. Remainder?
2.
And that will give you exactly?
84.
So that'll give you 84. Okay. Alright, let's. So you have 5, 6, 7, take away 8. So 5, 6, 7, take away 8. Keep everything in the right column. Now, we start from the 7. The 7 take away won't work. Okay. Okay. So we have to go to the next one and borrow from the 6 becomes a?
5.
And the 7 becomes a?
17.
Good. Now 17, take away 8 will give us? 9. And then 5. And then? 5. The answer is 5, 5, 9. Next question, we have 2.4. Okay, to add 0.06.
06.
Remember I told you got to line up the decimal points from the question to the answer. So here's the decimal points all lined up. So we have 6 in the first column because we're starting over here.
Yeah.
And then that's 4
And
and then 2. So the answer is 2.46. So far the initial questions have been quite easy without any major drama. Just adding. Okay. Back to recording. So we have 5 times by 6 times by 70. Well, 5. Okay. 5 times by 6 is equal to 30. And then we have to do 30 times by. Now the way we do this question here, because we've got nice whole numbers, right? So we do 3 times by 7 is equal to.
21.
And then we got 1 and we got 2 zeros. So that's a way for us to do multiplication in powers of 10. Nice easy way. So we can do it quite quickly and quite easily. Next question. Now this was a much more exciting question. Now, does anybody here know the 0.25 times table? Put your hand up. And the answer is no. Okay. So because we don't know our 0.25 times table, we have to change this number, the number that we're dividing by, to change it into a what? Into a whole number. Now, how do we change it to a whole number, Sanya? What do we do? We times it by 100. What we do to this number, we must do to also to. So the new question is 1450 divided by 25. So this question can kind of get rewritten as a new question, but it is equivalent. Now, let's have a look how we're going to attempt that question. So as we said before, the second number comes first and the first number goes second. So let's do our bus stop. Let's put in the bus stop 1450. If you haven't written this down, write it down. Yeah, don't faff about, please. Come on, focus. Okay, here we go. So we say, now we're going to do 1450 divided by 25. Is that right? Now, how many 25 is going to 1? And the answer is?
0.
Remainder? 1. How many 25 is 14? The answer is? Remainder? 14. How many 25 is going to 145? Well, let's quickly count. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. That's too much. So it won't be 6. It will be 5. Well done. What was 25 times by 5? It's 125. So how much you got left over? The remainder is 20. Because between 125 and 145, the difference is 20. Now, how many 25 is going to 200? And the answer is 8. So our answer is then 58. Any more questions on this page? Yes. Okay, 720 divided by 9. That's another, so the 9 goes first and the 720 goes afterwards. So 9, 720. Okay, it's not about you give me the answer. How many 9s go into 7 is nothing. Remainder 7. How many 972 is?
2.
Yeah. How many 9? That'll give you an answer of. Okay, now whenever you multiply a number by 100, a decimal number, a nice easy way of doing it. Okay, let's have Inaya. Do you know the easy way of multiplying by 100? What do we do? Move decimal point how many places?
2 places.
2 places. So it becomes, then the answer becomes 5, 6,
0.
0. We're happy with that?
Yep.
Okay, question number 13. You've got 3 8s divided by 50. That's a nice question. Whenever you divide by a number, so you've got a fraction question here. We turn the divide into time. And the 15, we turn it upside down. So it becomes 1 over 15. Because 15 is really 15 over 1. So what we try to do now, we do this thing called simplifying. We try to simplify this diagonal. Okay, which doesn't work because 8 and 1 is really simple. I'm just going to undo that line just show you that we tried that. That didn't work. We try to cancel in this diagonal here. Now, can we cancel that diagonal? And the answer is yes. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So in this diagonal here, 3 was my highest common factor. That's the number that we're going to divide by. So now, once we cancelled, we can't cancel horizontally. We can cancel vertically. So let me just quickly show you. You can also do this direction here as well. In this direction, but they don't cancel. I'll get rid of those lines because it makes it look messy. Right. So now what are we left with? So we got 1 times by 1 on the top.
Is 1.
And 8 times by 5 on the bottom. So 1 times by 1 is 1. And 8 times by 5 is?
40.
So the answer is 1 over?
40.
1 over 40.
Nice.
Next question. You have 60,000. You have 60,000 minus. Well, you could do this in your head if you wanted to. So, or you could just do it this way. Nothing take away nothing is?
Nothing.
Nothing take away nothing is?
Nothing.
Nothing take away 6 we can't do. You got to borrow from this one. That becomes 5 and that becomes 10. Now then we got to borrow from the 10. That becomes 9. Then that becomes 10. So we're passing it down. So 10 take away 6 is? 4. And then we have 9 and then we have 5. So the answer here is 5, 9, 4, 0, 0. Let's try a thicker pen. Any more on this page? Yes, we have more. Now, it's got 1,000 times by 100 times by 50. So let's just rewrite the question as 50 times by 100 times by 1,000. Okay, now when you multiply any number by 100, a whole number, what do we do to the number? We add on to it 2 zeros. When you multiply that number by 1,000, we add on to how many zeros? 3 zeros. So the answer is 5. You can write with the commas if you like. So you get 5 million?
Yes.
Good.
I got that now.
Now, with this question here, we have 1,562 divided by 11. So again, the 11 goes first and that goes second. So we put it, for example, here 11. Bus stop technique 1,562. Let's get a black pen. How many 11s in 1 is?
0.
Remainder?
1.
How many 11s in 15?
1.
1. Remainder?
6.
4.
No, wait.
How many 11s in 46? 4.
4.
Remainder? How many 2? Yeah, because 11 times by 4 is 44. You got 46. How many 11s in 22?
2.
So the answer is?
42.
Okay, my box is too short. I'll put it here. Okay. Okay, 20% of 1,300. To work out 20% of 1,300, you can do in the traditional style. Well, what does 20% mean? 20% means 20 out of
260.
100.
260.
Okay. So I'm trying to do the question of the bar and you just keep on shouting answers. Can you stop that, please? Yeah? Okay, I'm trying to teach and you just shouting answers. There's a big difference between teaching and answers. You don't pass exams by just knowing answers. So 20% means what? 20 out of 100. And off means times. Okay, and 1,300 is 1,300 over 1. So when we do this, what do we do again? Like last time, we try to cancel, if possible, diagonally. Cancel this direction. So, okay, so we divide the bottom by 100, that gives you 1. And divide the top by 100, that gives you 13. Okay, can we cancel anything else? Can we cancel, for example, let me give you, can we cancel this way? No. This way? No. Let's get rid of those lines. So now, once we've done our cancelling, we can't cancel anymore. We multiply the top numbers. So 20 times by 13 on top. And on the bottom we got 1 times by 1, which is really hard. So 20 times by 30 will give us what? 260. Which is? Thank you. 2.54 times by 8. So we start from the right hand side. 4 times by 8 is 32. 5 times by 8 is 40. 40 add 3 is 43. 2 times by 8 is 16. 16 add 4 is 20. Now in the question we had 2 decimal places in the question. So we are now going to have 2 decimal places in the answer. So our final answer for that question is, that pen is not very light.
20.32. Wait, 20.32.
Yeah, 20 point.
32.
Well done. Who got that question right?
Which one, Yummy?
Good. Okay, next question is interesting. Fractions. When the bottom numbers are the same, you just simply have to do what the top numbers? Add them. Yeah? So that gives us an answer of 4 times. Or if you simplified it by dividing top and bottom by 2, you could have got an answer of. So any of those 2 answers are acceptable for this question.
Oh, 0.25. That's so easy.
Not 0.25. 0.4. Because 1/5 is 0.2. Good try. Okay. Are we happy with that so far? Good. Next question. So we got this like big numbers here now starting. So 6, 5, 7, 3, 7, 6, 2, 6. Put everything in the columns. Add them all up. So 3 add 6 will give you 9. 7 add 2 is 9. That will give you 11. And 7 add 7, that will give you 14.
3 then add 1, 4. 1, 4, 1. 1, 9.
Done. Any more questions on that page?
No.
Okay, let's move on to the next page. Hang on a second. Starting live now. Okay. So 21, we got 3,000. We got 505 divided by 5. So yes, and then the same as before. So we got 5 and we got 3, 5, 0, 5. Nice straightforward division question. 5s and 3s nothing, remainder 3. 5s and 35 is 7. 5s and 0 is 0, and 5 and 5 is 1. So the answer is 71. Okay, let's just quickly pause. Okay, we have 101. 101. And we have to minus 5.02. Now, where do you put the 5.02? You put the 5 where?
There.
Abdul Bari. Okay, now, when we do 101 minus 5.02, you have to remember 101 is really 101.0. So you got to put the 0.0 in here. Or in this case, 0.00. So we're converting this whole number into its decimal equivalent. And then we're minusing, taking care to make sure the decimal points are all lined up. We're happy with that? Okay, now let's change the color of the pen. And we need to start from over here. Nothing take with 2, we can't do it. So we got to go to the next one and then the next one. So that becomes 0, that becomes 10, and then 10 becomes, and that becomes. So you're passing the one that we brought down till we get to the right place. 10 take with 2 is, and then, now we got nothing take with 5, can we do that?
No.
So we borrow, and give it to the next one, then borrow from the next one, and give it to the one that we need it to be. 5, and then 9. So the answer is, okay, oh you can't see, oh then give me 1 second, give me 1 second.
Oh,
95.98. Beautiful. Okay, let's move down to the next question. So we got a nice traditional long multiplication style question. So we're going to now multiply on the first line by the first digit, on the second line by the second digit. We're going to put a 0 first. So put a 0 down here first. Okay, let's move on. So, Mr. 5 times by 2 is? 4 times by 2 is 8, add 1 is?
9.
Then we start on the second line, 1 square in. 5 times by 3 is? 0 already there, I'll put it there in the beginning. 15, 4 times by 3 is 12, add 1 is?
13.
Add up the two rows.
3 and 1 4 and 1 1 4 1440 1440.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, next we have 13.2 minus 7.55. So again, the key here is keep the decimal points all lined up from the question into the answer. So 13.2. Now, you might be thinking, how come we got more numbers on the bottom? That's not a problem. We can fill in the extra zero that's missing over here and then start the question on the right hand side. So, nothing take away 5, we can't do it. So we borrow from the 2, that becomes 1, that becomes 10. That's 5. Now we have 1 take away 5, we can't do, so we borrow from the 3, that becomes 2 and 11, which gives you 6. And 2 take away 7, we can't do it, so we borrow from the 1, so that becomes 12, and that gives you the answer of 5.65. Well done. Now, how many of you know your 14 times table? Now we do this thing called a mini times table. All we need to know is 2, 5, and 10. Let's work them out. So 2 times by 14 is, and 14 times by 10 is, and half of 140 is 70. So we're going to use this information here. I'll call this my mini times table to work out this question. So we got 14. How many 14 is going to 4? The answer here is
0.
Is nothing. Correct. So that 4 becomes a remainder. Okay, so how many 14 go into 45? So if we look over here on the side, and we know the 14 will go into 28 2 times. Now, can we fit another 14 in? Let's try another 14. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And can you please stop talking as well, yeah? 8 add 4 will give you 12. And that's 2, add 1 is 3, add 1 is, and that'll give you 3 lots. So we're using our little mini times table. Okay, Sunny, did you get this one right?
Yeah, I got this one.
Yeah? Okay. Funny, Sunny has become on the bar. 14 into 45 will fit how many times?
3.
How much left over?
3.
Remainder 3. How many 14s in 30? That's quite easy for us to see. It's 2 lots.
Remainder 2 and
2 will give you 28, remainder 2. How many 14s in 28 is? Exactly 2. So the answer is 3, 2, 2. Okay, let's move it down actually. Let me just make that a bit more neater. So we got 3, 2, 2 is right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now this question here is a multiplication, it's a fraction question. Now when we do fraction, as we mentioned before, we try to cancel wherever possible diagonally. Okay, can you see those 2 diagonals? It's a bit difficult there. Now, so what do we do? 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we can cancel. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we cancel this diagonal. Now, can we cancel anything else? And the answer is no. Times the top numbers.
1 times by 1. 2. Yeah, 2 times 1. 3. And then 1.
2 times by 1 is Sanya.
2.
And 1 times by 5 is quiet. Stop keeping shouting answers. Okay. So the answer for that question is
2.5.
not 2.5, 2/5. That's something quite different. 2.5 is. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. Okay, 90% of 380. Now, if you want to work out 90%, that can be written as 90 over 100 times by 380. So the off becomes times, and the percentage is over here, and here's the 380. Now, as we said before, we have a fraction style question. It's all over 1. So we divide this diagonal by 10, this 100, and divide 380 by 10. That gives you 10 and 38. Now, I'm going to change color. Now, we can cancel now from this 10 and that 90. So 90 divided by 10 and 10 divided by 10. So we got it all down now to what? 9 times by 38 divided by 1 times by 1. So what is 9 times by 38 for question number 27? If you work that out, I'll give you an answer of, sorry, it's not 242. 300. Let me just quickly delete that quickly. So the answer should be 342 if you work that out. As a short multiplication question like this. That will give you 3, 4, 2. Now let's move on to the next question. I think it's gone too high. Okay, we got nice big numbers here now. So we got 3, 2. Try to keep them in the boxes, please, folks. In the boxes there for a reason. So then we got 51,884, 51,884. It's just a really big takeaway question, isn't it? Okay, who got number 28 right? That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So we start from the right hand side. We have 8 take away 4 is 3 take away 8 is can't do it, so borrow. So 13 take away 8 is
0.
okay. 8 take away 8 is now it's 0. Then it's 5. Then you borrow again. Then that gives you 7. That gives you 2. 2, 7, 5, 0, 5, 4. Okay. Long multiplication, which we've done previously as well. Should do this nice and quickly. So on the first line we multiply by 7. On the second line we multiply by 2. But we've got to put 1 0 down first. So 9 times by 7 will give us what? 9 times by 7 will give us?
28.
9 times by 7 will give us?
9 times 63.
Okay, 6 times by 7 is? 42, add 6 is?
48.
48, well done. And 5 times by 7 is? 35, add 4 is?
39.
So get rid of this moment. And then 9 times by 2 is?
18.
And 6 times by 2 is 12, add 1 is?
36. 13.
Be quiet. And 5 times by 2 is?
10.
10, add 1 is?
11.
11. Let's add them up. Oops. Hang on a second. Let's try to get a line down here. 3,
6.
16,
2.
13, 9 and 1 is 10 and 3, 13, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 3, 6, 3. That goes here, 1, 5, 3, oops, that don't look really like a 5. And one more. We got 2 more pages left. We got some. Okay, ready? So you have 18 times by 1 and 1/6. Now, the way we could do that question is we could just do 18 first of all times by 1. Break the question down, and 18 times by 1/6. But 18 times by 1 is really 18. And 18 times by 1/6, you divide that by 6, and you divide that by 6, it gives you 3. Okay. Abdul, can you please stop shouting out? You are the next part of the question. I'm asking what is 3 times by 1, you tell me it's 21. Okay, 18 add 3 is? Now it's 21. Okay. Excellent. Now, next question here, we have to use BODMAS. Who knows BODMAS?
Me.
Good. BODMAS.
Is brackets or the division multiplication?
Yeah.
So the division just done first, and then the. So 16 divided by 2 is 8, and then you do 30 add 8, which gives you a total of
38.
38 is the answer. And then we move on to the next question.
I'll go also.
Okay, is this the next question, number 32?
Yeah, no, 32, yeah. Yeah, 32.
Okay, now when you divide by a fraction, when you divide by the next number, what do we do with the next number? We turn the division into a what? Anybody remember? The division becomes a times, and the 3 turns upside down. So 3 is really 3 over 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, so we try to cancel diagonally. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is?
9 divided by 3, 3.
So this is divided by the highest common factor of 3 and 9. So 3 times by 1 is 3. And then we go on the bottom, 11 times by 1 is 11. So the final answer is 3 over.
Yes. I'm gonna write. What about zeros then?
Okay, right. Shh. Right, let's move on to the next question.
So there's a couple.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. So 1 and 1/6 minus 1/8. Now, is 1/6 bigger than 1/8 or smaller?
Smaller.
1/6 is bigger than 1/8. The bigger the number on the bottom, the smaller the fraction. So 1/6 is actually bigger. It's a bigger piece than 1/8. So we can do really, the question can be split as 1, and the 1/6 can minus the 1/8. Now when you minus fraction, what do we need to do to the fraction? We need to make the bottom numbers the same. So how do you make 6 and 8 the same? You times them by
Times them by
this by 3 and this by 4.
3, 4.
What you do to the bottom, you must do to the,
Top.
so you got 1 and 4 over 24 minus 3 over 24, which will give you 1 and 1 over 24. Nice and straightforward. We've done it quite nicely. Sunny, did you get that right? Okay, we copy that down. Now, it's all down. Okay, we got one page left. Okay, back to question number 34. Now, we're dividing by 34 now. Now, what did we do last time? We done a little, what do you call it? A mini times table. Okay, right. Mr. Abdul Bar. Okay, right. So 34 times by 2, what we say is? And 10 times is? And half of 340 is that 170? Yeah, 150 plus 1, yeah?
170.
Okay, right. How many 34s going to 1 is nothing, remainder 1. 34s and 18 is 0, remainder 18. How many 34s and 180? And the answer here is Abdul Bar. Please stop now, yeah? Look at me.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have how many 34s and 180? If you look at our mini times table, 34 will go into 180 how many times? 5 times. And we'll leave you a remainder of 10. Okay, so we got 5, remainder 10. Now, how many 34s go into 102? So we know 68 will make 2 lots. Let's try another one lot. Let's try adding those. So that'll give you 12 and that'll give you exactly. So how many lots will make it? How many lots? 3. So the final answer for that one is 53. So now here comes our next question. And as we said before, in this fraction question, we need to make the bottom numbers the same. So we can make the 4 into an 8 quite easily by multiplying top and bottom by 2. So that gives you 6 over 8. Add 5 over 8, which gives you... Now what do we do now? When the bottom numbers are the same, we can simply add the
top
numbers only, never the denominators. So that will give you 6 add 5. 6 add 5 will give you what?
11.
Now 11 over 8 is top heavy. So 11 divided by 8, you can't write 11 eighths as an answer. But it's better if you simplify it. 11 divided by 8 is 1. Remainder 3. So 3 goes on top. So 1 and 3/8. Okay, let's move on. Now 5 cubed. Now what's 5 cubed? 5 cubed means 5 times by 5 times by minus 5 times by 5. So the first one will give you an answer of 125. Because it's not times by 3 times by itself. Okay, that's a common answer. But 125 minus 25 will give us
100.
Okay, thank you very much, folks, for being with us on this video. And we'll see you hopefully next week or next time on the next video. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.